Hey guys, so I want this video to go out to the government authorities, to our legislators, to the people that make sure that this industry is running well. So I had a call from another one of our government authorities today from our different states, and it's something that I haven't been wanting to really reveal in the past because people have said if you do something, our company and myself will become a target for these authorities because they will feel as though we've spoken out against these organisations that are supposed to be looking after us. So what I've seen today is like that tradesman coming to your house is almost 100% breaking the law in one given way. To the most simplest way, a person that's like a licensed tradesman, say they're licensed to be in Australia, where we used to have, we were world renowned as Australian standard. That was something that Australians were proud of. Australian standards for building, Australian standards for or made in Australia for manufacturing. But a lot of that has gone. And now, if you look at the building industry, it's just heavy. The quality of work is just terrible. It's just the main contractors, the builders, are subcontracting to someone, just looking for the cheapest price. Is just a total havoc mess. And there has been lots of legislation to try to fix it, but it's not happening. Let's look at your average tradesman, and let me show you all the points that right now every single person that's coming to your house is breaking the law in one given way, and not even breaking the law. It's detrimental to your building, to your what you're paying for, really. And why am I bringing this up? It's very unfair for the companies that are doing the right thing and really doing everything that the law is asking them to do and doing right by the customer. They're the ones that are almost being targeted versus the companies that are just hiding behind all the laws, not doing the right thing, cutting corners to cut costs, but still charging you the same price and pretending to be a proper organization to look after you in all ways. But it's really just very what you're not getting what you pay for, which is pretty much a scam, but it's really let's look at every single point of a business. So when you first have a business, you have how you present yourself to the world. That's your advertising, so your ads. So your ads as a licensed company, whether you're a builder, plumber, tradesman, has to have a license number on your ad. So if you open up the newspaper, open up the internet, there has to be a license number on that. First of all, if you're not doing that, you're not being transparent on who owns the company, who runs the company, what that company owns. It could be anybody everywhere. There's lots of consequences to you as a consumer if you don't know that. But if you open the paper, 9 out of 10 people on the websites, everywhere, every kind of ad doesn't actually have this. And the authorities are doing nothing about that. Then from the ads, you go down to say you've got your plumbers going to site, or your tradesman going to site, or the licensee going to, or the builder going to site. That person representing the company, at minimum, that representation, that salesperson, or the plumber, or whoever they are, or the working person, needs to be licensed. Registered as a tradesman. So if they're not, it is pretty much anything they do is just not allowed to be done. So let's look at like most companies out there, nearly every person out there. So you as a consumer, and I want this video to go out to all our government authorities as well, to show you how much breaking of the system there is happening out there. So that person coming to your house, are they working under a licensed company? So the company has to be licensed. So first of all, are they working under a licensed company? More than likely, no. So you have to be licensed. So if you open up that paper, the builder, or whatever it may be, first of all, look at them is that license a valid license? Is that company working under a license? So if the owner of the company is not doesn't have a license, then they have to bring in someone that is an appointee. Does that make sense? So each company that is part of a licensed trade, a trade that's regulated heavily to make sure the quality is good, needs to have an appointee, a person representing a human being with a license representing that company that's signed up to that company. That's the first part. A lot of companies don't even have that. Then it comes down to the tradesman coming to site. So the person coming to meet you, the first person. Are they at minimum in a licensed trade need to be registered. So registered means they're qualified, they're educated, they've been signed off, they're allowed to be there and quote you on the work. And a lot of companies cut corners here. So they don't use licensed people, so there may not be enough electricians around. So they'll use someone that's just good at electrical, can talk about it, come to your house, let you know about it, but they're not allowed to be doing it. Even giving you advice. So you're standing there as a consumer going, oh great, I've got this licensed builder, I've got this licensed plumber, I've got this licensed person in front of me, but you have no idea that person is just a person. It's just a person that is not qualified in what they do. And if you were to say, hey, and I've been misled as a consumer. I've been told that this person that's supposedly being sent to me as a licensed, I presumed when I read the ad, it said plumbers are coming to my house, but you got someone that was not a plumber at all. So that's happening. And then from there, the list goes on. Even if that person that comes to your house is registered or licensed and they've given you advice and the advice has been really great, every single company that we know of, that we've looked into, and that's hundreds of them, when the plumbers that come to work on site, they're the guys physically doing the work, they have to be at minimum registered. Registered means fully qualified, so they've done all their learnings, they've been signed off, they've done all their practical, and they've been signed off that they're allowed to be working by themselves. So it's like a doctor. A doctor has to go through their apprenticeship, go and work somewhere under supervision, and then become registered. So again, the person physically working must be registered. And in any licensed trade, so electrician, plumbing, all that kind of stuff. So almost all of these companies are using unregistered workers. They're just, because you as a consumer are not really checking, hey, how's it going? You're plumbing, you've done the quote, thank you, and you've got some people coming to your house to do it. Check their licensing. And I can guarantee you they're not going to have licensing, they may not be subcontractors, they may not have insurances. If they hurt themselves on site, you as a consumer have a duty of care to make sure that person is safe, that you've checked the company is registered, the company has all its insurances. If they get hurt on site and OHS and stuff come and go, you brought someone into your house that had no insurance, had no licensing, had no right to be here. You know, this is the standards that we have in Australia. It may be different to other countries, but this is what's supposed to be happening. Now, authorities are not enforcing it. And on top of that, our authorities, and the news and the people, so the news, all they want is if they go and investigate these small companies, no one really cares. It's just the side little company that does a couple of jobs and no one really cares. All they investigate is these really large companies to make it a big deal and get lots of news feed. And government authorities are doing exactly the same thing. They're just going after the bigger companies to make, when the employees working in those companies will be like, look at what I did. I went and, there was a massive company, they were doing all these corrupt things and now I won against them, And, I deserve to be promoted, get a pay rise, look how good of a government authority we are, And so that's what I see. So, and then even if you keep going down the list, so in licensed trades, even in accounts, are they paying their taxes? No, it's all cash jobs. So the companies that are trying to do the right thing, so you've got cash jobs, C-A-S-H. You've got cash jobs, so you got your dollars. They're hiding that money and taxation money so they don't have to pay tax. They just hide it completely, so no one's paying tax jobs. Then you have something called compliance. Compliance, a lot of consumers out there don't